I'm back and the day has finally come. I am going to tackle this art room. Something I very much want to do, but because I want to be able to use it, not because I want to tackle this. So this is the situation we're dealing with here. This did not get messy like this. This is a not ever set up thing. I did have a very nice art room in the loft above our bedroom in the front side of the house. However, we moved Trey over there last summer and all the focus was getting him settled in. And so everything that was in there came over here as organized as possible. But then Ken went back to the States for a trip and all of our stuff that was remaining in the storage unit there, which was a lot of my stuff. So that's all gotten piled into here, and over time other stuff has gotten shifted into here, and then we've needed to find things. We did get these IKEA cabinets a few months ago in an attempt to get started. I guess that was right before the things came from the States, and then everything else kind of took over. And now, yeah, there's just, some of this is our middle child's projects and things he's getting out of his room. Oh look, he's been kind enough to leave me some of his empty bottles. It's a 2-room space. So this room is luckily mostly set up, so it'll be easy for me to shift things into here. It's kind of like the shrine to my former photography business and my fashion degree. So this room I'm pretty content with. So you're probably wondering why there's 2 rooms. It's because the bedrooms are so small here. Well, it looks big because I have the camera on wide angle so that you can see it, but this is the actual regular view. So when Trey was over on this side of the house before, the rooms were so small. We were gonna put 1 kid in each of these small rooms and then have the one at the end be kind of like this TV hangout movie room and study area. However, realizing that our bedroom was going to be on the whole other side of the house and they don't get along very well, they never have. Ken and I are an opposites attract couple and our kids are equally opposite from each other. However, they don't attract. Maybe when they get older they'll be friends, but they don't for now. So we didn't think that was the best idea since we wouldn't be over here to mediate. So we gave them the option. Somebody got both small rooms and then someone got the big room. So they have that room and it's like a little mini apartment in there. And then the other one took this room and he had his bed and dresser in here, and that's literally pretty much all that fit in here. And then that way he had this room so he and his friends could hang out in here. I am quite pleased with the spaces. I think they'll come out nice. This one I consider the art office / our middle child's TV room. And this one is the art work room. It's where I'll paint and sew and do all my creative things. That lamp still needs to go over to Trey's room on the other side and switch my other lamp over here. That would be nice. And I've got to finish painting that wall gray. I started this bit before we put in the shelves here, but there was just too many other things in the way. Once the room gets all set, then I can paint that, and yeah, hopefully I can figure out where to put everything. So I've got my iced coffee and we're gonna get rolling with this. Wish me luck. I guess we will start with opening these blinds and letting some light in and some fresh air. So I normally, oh, hi Bosch. What you doing, boy? You gonna let me work in here? So, in another episode of That Got Nowhere Really Fast, I dropped my phone trying to attach it to the little mini tripod selfie stick thing up above to record, moving the stuff out of the room, and I had it up, which makes it top heavy with the phone on it, especially when it's leaning down. So it came crashing to the ground with the little adapter for the microphones and all that on it. And yeah, so Ken reminded me that I saw in one of the training videos I watched that you can use your Apple Watch to handle the camera, except it wasn't charged. So I'm gonna try that. In the meantime, while it was charging, I just gave in. I went for a walk up to the grocery store, got myself a nice salad for lunch, tomato and mozzarella and greens, of course, and a balsamic vinaigrette and some nuts, and for some reason they put pasta. It's either pasta or potatoes in the bottom of salads here. Really wish they wouldn't do that. And then I also got what I went for, emotional support, some cookie dough, M&Ms. These are going to be sitting out in the hallway as my little treat to get me through this, because I'm really getting over it already and I haven't even started, and it's afternoon. And I'm a morning person. I do best in the morning. So I am going to sit and eat my salad, maybe avoid the M&Ms. Maybe once I have this, I'll feel better. I'm going to have this, try to keep Boshi out of stuff. Yes, I know, baby. I know. Really feeling doomed today. The rest of today, I will hunker down with a laptop and work back on our Scotland trip or something safe and sound, still in a seat with the laptop where I can't break anything else. So, So, bon appetit. All right, let's try this lunch thing again. Now that I'm into my vinaigrette. Okay, so I was just eating my lunch, trying to get myself composed and back in mode to tackle this project that I so need to be on the other side of so I can do the fun stuff. And just today has just been one thing after another, making the day get later and later and breaking stuff. And even trying to have my lunch, I did the little perforated tear for the dressing, and it went right past the opening, and so then I had to go find some scissors. I couldn't even do my lunch right. So, but while I was having that, I received a message from I'm gonna call her my friend. I hope she is cool with that. But Cally, who I mentioned in my second video, who I learned from at her Rest and Restore retreat. She was the host of that. But I consider her a friend now, and I've never met someone like her. But she left me a voice message, and it was exactly what I needed to hear right now. I'm struggling to get through this day. And these aren't sad tears, they're very touched tears. And I feel very special and loved and seen. So, yeah, once I stop crying, we are going to do the D.O.T. I'm going to do one thing, and I'm going to get stuff moved out of there so that tomorrow I can start fresh. I was going to go to the beach tomorrow, I was going to try to get myself out of the house. And go do something. I've wanted for a long time to go to shaving and getting better at saying it. I'm sure it's still not right. To my understanding, only Dutch people can truly say it right. But to the beach in The Hague. And we went there years ago. It's the next town over. It was the last time I went there, was years ago. And I just wanted to go take a book or even my laptop and work on my editing, but just go sit at a cafe, have some coffee, and just enjoy the view and quiet before school lets out for summer. But I also need to get this room done, because I'll feel so much better when it's done and I can start painting and I can actually move in it. It's going to be a multi-step process before I give up on this room for today and just say I'm just going to do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow becomes the next day and the next week and the next month. And then we'll be here next year and I still won't have done it. Which will also mean I don't have any artwork done either, which is my heart really needs to start creating again. So I'm gonna do one thing, and I am inspired by Cally, and I am going to just roll and get stuff cleared and make space so that I can organize and put away my way. And then I can start tomorrow fresh and clear and in a better place, hopefully. I don't know what's going on today. We had a meeting for Trey and his education or lack of education on what to do yesterday, and I did well for a while, and then I just burst into tears. And not much freaks the Dutch out like an emotional American woman. I swear sometimes I think they think I need a straitjacket. So I cried through that meeting too. So yeah, I'm having a day. That one was much more upset, emotional, and frustrated and worried and stuff. Today's crying is not negative. It's quite positive. And I can't believe I just recorded it, and I am determined I'm going to stick to this being real and raw thing, so I'm going to share it. But it's not cute, y'all. So, anyways, now I'm just really talking to my phone. So, I'm going to go get busy on it, and when I get that done, I'm going to satisfactorily, proud of myself, let it go for the day and move on. So if I don't, I'll probably just be asking for it and we'll have more issues. So we're gonna go with that. All right, here we go. Tap shoes. That's what goes in an art room, right?
Hey, Jen. Oh my goodness. I have so much I want to say. First of all, I'm so proud of you, and I really hope that you feel really proud of yourself. I think it is such an amazing, real, raw, true, vulnerable share that you are offering. And, you know, healing happens in connection and in community. It's really hard for us to heal on our own. And the fact that you're doing it as sort of like, not look at what I've done, but stay with me while we do this together, I think is so powerful. And the other thing, I do not recall if I shared this on that retreat. I have a little tool in my toolkit, which is called the D.O.T. And the D.O.T stands for do one thing. And your video reminds me exactly why I came up with the D.O.T practice. The D.O.T, as in the three letters D.O.T, is not yet one more way of us feeling like we need to accomplish and be productive and get shit done. We have enough of that messaging already. It is a self-acknowledgement system where when you are feeling stuck and stagnant, and therefore a lot of negative thought spirals can come in, like, I should be doing this and I want to be doing that, but I just don't have the energy or the motivation or the will or the whatever. The dot is exactly the right thing to come in at that time. And it is, as I say, it's a self-recognition system where at the end of the day, you give yourself a moment to go, you know what, I was feeling crappy today, but I still washed my hair. That made me feel good. I used my nice Rituals cream. That made me feel good. Actually, I went for that walk and I sat in that coffee shop, and all of those things made me feel good. And those are multiple dots. Each one of those is a self-care dot. And you can break your dots down into different categories. So it can be self-care. It can be life, work, admin. Ugh. It can be social, friendship. So you have the different categories of the dot. And as long as you can find one thing that you did, be it, I did a load of washing, I did a load of laundry, I made my bed. One thing is enough to go, you know what? It was okay. But what happens is that you build up more and you'll be like, okay, well, I did do the laundry and I had a shower and washed my hair. And you know what? I went for that nice walk. And I sat down and I had a rest. I did some reading. I did some art. 1, 2, 3 of those are your dots. And the thing is that on their own, they might not seem like a lot, but you put them together and it's a bit like standing in front of an impressionist piece of work. Up close is just a collection of dots. You have to zoom out and see that bigger picture. And that's when you see that's the makeup of your life. Those are all the things that you're putting into the melting pot of your life. And a lot of them are, sometimes they're called little wins, but sometimes, just doing the laundry doesn't feel like a little win, but it can be, just with that shift in mindset. And whenever I feel stuck or stagnant, I go back to the dot and I go, you know what? I did get some stuff done for me today that helped me feel good. For now, I think that you are so brave and you have so much power in your words and in your presence, and keep honoring this journey that you're on. And I'm going to be cheerleading you all the way. Take care. Lots and lots of love.